is what it is. No, it's a lot of things that's transpired and happened since then, but let's talk about it and be realistic. Okay. Shouts out to everybody in the back, bro. Y'all got me in a talkative zone today, boy. Woo. Look, bro, we get it, man. You don't like Diddy. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't like Diddy. I don't know what Diddy did to you. Because I've heard all the stuff you said, and it's been pretty trivial. And for the past 10 years, you've been going on this Diddy diatribe, getting bags and bags and bags. And it seemed to be for the money more than anything else. And it is what it is, you know? But at this point, dog, we get it. You just don't like Diddy, okay? It is what it is. You don't like Diddy, nobody asked you to. But you said, according to your own words, 10 years ago, when all of this stuff was going on, that you was gonna be done with it. Like, I'm done. I told you, I'm through. I ain't saying nothing else. I'm done. And that's been going on. That was 10 years ago. So I'm just like, man, I don't even know why they want me to talk about this again. I'm like, why? What's there to cover? It's nothing new. It's not new here. You know what I'm saying? It's done. It's a done daughter. That's why I'm like, I might as well do this late so I can answer the question so they can't say, hey man, you ran from the question, you ran from it, why you don't address it? I don't address them because there's nothing to address. You know what I mean? It's like, when there's nothing to talk about, you know, it's like, what am I supposed to say? I used to go in there to try to help him out, help him keep his story correct, keep it 100. And I'm just like, that ain't correct. That part's wrong. Just fix that. You know, he was like, yo, I was there. I'm like, nobody said you wasn't. Nobody said, but I'm like, when you start trying to create, you going off the rails. So let me go ahead and give you some info to make sure you don't sound crazy. But yet, here we go. You know, we right back into this stick unnecessarily. And I'm just like, man, it don't even make sense. Why are you even taking this route? We get it. You don't like Puff. That's why I'll be like, damn, okay, we get it. You don't like Puff. There's a lot of people that don't like Puff. You know, it is what it is. But what I can never do is look at somebody's case and say, or try to make them seem or appear to be guilty when I know they're not. I can't look at a BS case and because I hate that man or I got anger with that man or I'm bitter with this man over something. I hate him that much, I'm going to just go ahead and start trying to make things seem like something that they're not. The D. Ferg situation. That was right there. The most what the hell is you doing nigga moment I've ever seen. It's like, come on, man. That man, he died from kidney failure. He was on dialysis. It had nothing to do with who owed him some money. You know, I was just like, come on, man. Tell the story the right way. You left it bookend like that so that people would assume Diddy had something to do with it. On that, by him not giving him some money. That was, you gave the insinuation without saying it. So you can't never say, people can't never put that on you. You know what I'm saying? But you gave the insinuation like, hey, it could have happened. And it's like, don't do that, man. It's like, you don't need to. You don't need to do that. Just tell the story the way it is. But trying to make it appear to look like something, it's a bad look for you. All this stuff saying what was going on with Gloria Velez and I got it on tape. It's a bad look for you if you knew all this stuff was going on. And you knew all this back then, and it was like you were still there for all these years. It was like, so you knew all this was going on there, and you still there. It don't even make sense. He said, "Hey, Sino." Said, Gil, what? Gil wants your head, threatening you. I can't really see it while I'm driving. He threatened him out what? On Fatty's channel. I don't know who channel it is, but I don't know. He threatening me on somebody's channel. I guess he needs some heat. Because right now he kind of cold. His rollout is kind of cold, so I guess he needs some heat. I don't know what's wrong with him. Now, anyway, thanks for the super chat, though. No, I ain't too much worried about it. Now, when you start looking at all of the narratives with this dude, man, and what he's talking about, like, I'm just like, my God, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? You can get your money. I'm just saying, I ain't got no, I ain't got no problem. Yeah, I saw the Tom Brady thing.
In half a mile, keep left to continue on I-355 South. Follow signs for Joliet.
All right, here we go. Well, whatever he's doing, that's what he's doing. We gonna keep doing what we doing.
Keep left to continue on I-355.
Now, the narratives are very clear here. And I don't really have nothing to do with dude, you know what I'm saying? As far as these are his stories, he's there, that's fine. But if there's something about the story that I know, I listen to it when he say what he do. But if I know what he's saying is incorrect, I'm gonna interject to say, hey, that's wrong, or that's not correct. This is the way it is. Instead of saying, yo, all right, that makes sense. They dismiss me as if I don't know what I'm talking about. I wasn't there. I'm like, I talked to somebody that was there. And I guess they don't have no credibility because it wasn't first-hand knowledge. I'm just saying, when we gonna move past talking about what happened to Big, from Lil C's to Gene to I am so sick of hearing about what happened to Big that night, what we didn't do, the guy pulled up, who walked to the car. I'm like, at this point, unless there's an investigation or a case going on, we done heard about 30,000 variations of these stories. And it's like, why is this continuing to go on? Ms. Wallace isn't even here anymore. I'm just like, man, it can't be that kind of disdain for somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's just you gonna get your money, man. But damn, really? It had you to the point where you can't do the right thing. I'm not, man. I'm Diddy. I've been Diddy'd out since the trial. Dog, I was sitting there covering the Diddy trial like every day. I'm beat down and tired from that, man. I was just like, any little thing that happened, dude, they was like, gotta cover it. I'm like, dude, I covered every trial, ran every transcript. I went through every single word of that trial. So, man, I was exhausted from Diddy. So I was just like, I'm through. But we all know from reading the case and going through it that it was BS. And now we all know this is some garbage. Here it is. But now we still like, why is Diddy locked up? Everybody in there was on the stand line. The jury knew that. They saw the tapes. They was like, these is his girlfriends. What are we doing? What is this about? It's all to humiliate him. How do you think the tape got leaked? No, I really don't have the passion to go back and forth with Gil. Like, he needs that because he's trying to start up again. And it's like, come on, bro. No, we are way past that noise. It's like, ain't nobody trying to draw up no interest and get the beef back going. Nobody's doing that no more, dog. It's played. I'm like, dog, I know I'm not going through that again with him. I report on him when there's news. If there's no news, there ain't gonna be no reporting on the dude. You know, it's just like done and done. I'm just saying, we gotta move. We gotta start moving past. Right, exactly. I mean, if I was to keep going, my consistency would break his neck. But that's not my intentions at all. And I'm not talking about cheating for that. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about that food. But no, like I'm saying, I do not dislike Gene. I dislike all of this Diddy. It's like, come on, man. Let's stop talking about Big and the way he died and all that. Let's stop doing that. It's like, it's time to move on from that. I mean, let the man rest in peace. Okay, I can see if there's some new information on the trial, but it's like, it's not just Gene, but just everybody. My God. You ever see somebody get mad at somebody, right? Like, let's say they was dating a girl, and then they get mad and they talk bad about the girl's family, and the mama ain't nothing, and all this and that, and they talking this all to you. The next thing you know, you turn around, they together, and you like, you went back to her after all that? It kind of reminds me of this Gene deal. It's like, you went to bodyguard for him again after all that? So, once again, you know, right, let the man rest. I wish I would be sitting up here like every other day talking about Pac, what happened with Pac in the car. And it's like, it's all these other dudes now. They on YouTube. It's the same thing. It's like all these creators talking about, we now got somebody who saw the shooter outside of the car, and now they got the AI so they can just create it to say what they wanted to say. Man, it's just nuts, man. A lot of this stuff is nuts. Oh, man, look.
In 2 miles,
Let me tell
use
you
the right 2
something.
lanes to take exit 18 for Maple Avenue.
Oh, the homeboy that rip your arms out your socket. Very brutal individual. He rode around with my uncle, who was very dangerous. You know, these was people that went to prison over and over again. this is what they did for a living. For their whole 20s and 30s, just going to prison, getting shot, doing unspeakable harm to people. This is what their lives were. They were in forces. They go to Robeson, they go to Joliet, they go to county since they was teens. They are people that I've been knowing my entire life because they was family, but I've been knowing them from behind the bars. And every 3 years, my uncle used to go to jail.
In a quarter mile,
And he ain't even my real uncle. But
use the right 2 lanes to take
it was just like, okay. Oh wow, I ain't been this way in a minute. No, he ain't my biological uncle. But yeah. Yeah, that's Nitty. Ain't nobody, he the original Nitty. And he don't play no games. But so I never had these kind of problems. You know what I'm saying? I had these kind of problems. Because if I had to go through these problems, it would be a whole new world. Man, dog, I'll tell you, we've been growing up, most of them grew up in our building in the projects from the Taylors. And these dudes were severe. They nephews and cousins and uncles. Oh my God. And then they wanted to be rappers. That was the... Look, imagine that. You done did all this crime and robberies and all this stuff, and now you was like, they wanted to be rappers because, you know, rap had money. So now it was like, well, shoot, that's the hustle. Let's be rappers. So they was the Sinister Crew. That was their rap name, the Sinister Crew. And my goodness, every rap was brutal. They couldn't rap, but who gonna tell them they can? So yeah, so it was well known. Oh yeah, man. Sinister Crew, boy. I'll tell you some stories about them. Shoot, I done told you some hood stories. Some hood stories can't be untold. I'm talking about. I'll tell you one. One girl got $600,000 left to her, and she had like T bonds, these treasury bonds. Right, she had about 600,000. Her mom worked for the government, had all these bonds for her when she got a certain age, so she was good, right? So now all these people show up. All these people show up, and they in here something crazy, because everybody's screaming, pointing fingers, and it's like, oh, she got all this money and this and that, and you ain't splitting it with the crew. So his boys is mad because this dude girl. So she got 600K, and basically he took that money, and because they was in a gang, they said, hey, that's for the nation. You got to get that money up for the nation. Now, you know how late it is, right? We all in here deep. Like, we all in here ready to go. So anyway, so they was like, that money for the nation. And even though it's dude's girl, she spent all that money, and they ran through that 600K, bro. And imagine having 600K and, hold on. All right, we back. Sorry about that. See, all this activity going on at 2:40 in the morning. Yeah. So anyway, now they blowing through her 600K. The nation, she got all these dudes, grimy, Sinister Crew, and they be putting up all this money for their rap album, and they got studio time. So the dude back then, you had to go to the studio. Wasn't nobody having studios in the crib. So dude was charging him like for the studio time. So he felt like he had all this additional time left. Okay, that's the bathroom. Okay, it's all the way over here. But they had all this studio time, like, and he thought he had more time left. And I'm like, dude, these are some sinister dudes. You don't want to mess with them. This ain't the type of people you want to, go to war with. So the IMAX is this way too?
I'm trying to figure. Oh shit, that's so cool.
Oh yeah.
That's so cool. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, I think it might be around this way.
It says 15 to 16, so it might be the other one.
Might. Yeah, it says 17. Is 17 over there? Okay. So yeah, so anyway, they were arguing over studio time. Anyway, dude thought he could talk back to him because I guess he couldn't read the room. So they end up beating him down there half to death in the studio. 2 guys got arrested for that. You know, they consider that a crime. So after he was beat half bloody, what's up, bro? That's when he woke up and realized there was a major problem on his hand. So this rap album they've been spending all this money on and going through the whole notion. This woman got like 300K left. All of a sudden, these fools decide, let's go out and do something else. Cause I'll tell y'all that later, man. I gotta get in here and watch this 70mm Odyssey. Oh, y'all got one over there too? Yeah. Right, holding it down. I like this. So, I'll tell y'all the rest of the story later. Yeah, I gotta get it in here. I'm holding things up. She done already went and got her